good morning, afternoon, whatever time it is where you live. There has been a lot of confusion over how to make the web page for your game. The first thing you need to do is follow the instructions, that little piece of paper with the 5 things on it that says where to get the files from, copy the files over to your folder, your documents folder, rename it, put the images that you need in that folder, and then edit those pages. What do you do? How do you edit those pages? Everything you need is right here on this HTML cheat sheet that is floating around the classroom. If you don't have it, let me know. I'll get it for you. All the handouts are on the table at the when you come into the class. So what I'm going to do now is actually make some simple web pages using these tags so you can see how to use them. You do not have to make your web pages from scratch. There are 3 web pages you need to complete, and if you do that, that's fine. But if you want to make your own pages from scratch, that's fine too. But you don't have to. I have made 3 pages for you to use as a template. But if you are already skilled at HTML and you would like to make something more creative, by all means do so. We've already had some people make some awesome stuff. So let's pop over to the hard drive here, and we'll start making web pages. All right, so I'm in a folder here where I'm going to make 2 web pages. And you're going to have a folder with some files in it that you've copied off of the T drive or downloaded from Schoology. Think of this as your folder. Now you have your pages already there. I'm going to start from scratch. So I'm going to I need to make a web page, which is web pages end in the extension .html, hypertext markup language. Now, the easiest way I've found to do this is just make a new text file. And again, you don't have to do this bit. And now what I'm going to do is open it in Notepad++, which is installed on your machines. That is a text editor. Now, I see a lot of people that you having trouble right-clicking. I'm not sure why, but right-click on that file you created, and you select Edit with Notepad++, and it opens up that file. Now what I'm going to do is save as, and I'm going to call it index.html. Index is the main page of a website. If you don't ask for a particular page, if you just go to Amazon.com or something, you go to a website, you get index.html. That is the landing page for a website. So I'm going to save this as index.html, and then maybe, I'm going to save this again, save as, I'm going to call it like page2.html. And you can see right there, now I have index. You see that's got the Chrome icon? That is a web page now. All right, cool. So let's go back and start editing. Where did my file go? All right, so now I don't need this text file anymore. That was just there to get going. These are what I'm going to edit, and I'm going to edit them in Notepad++. Edit with Notepad++. Okay, so let's look at the HTML cheat sheet. What is the first thing that goes in a web page? The doc type tag. It tells the server, or it tells the browser what type of document it is getting. There you go. Angle brackets, exclamation point, doc type, space, HTML. This is right off of the cheat sheet that I gave you, and you can just download the cheat sheet and copy and paste this in. All right. Now we've told our browser that this is a web page. What sort of stuff goes in a web page? Well, now we need to say when our web page is starting and our web page is ending. So to get a handle on this, let's look at the cheat sheet here. There we go. All right. So you will see most of these tags have a start tag. It looks like a bold here. B, and an end tag, /B. So there's an opening tag that says start making things bold, and there's a closing tag that says stop making things bold. So we have the same thing for HTML. We have head, that's the header section of our page, the title, the body. Most of these tags have an opening tag and a closing tag that tells the browser this type of formatting is starting. This is where the formatting stops. We're going to take, basically, we're not programming, we're taking text, the content of our page, and we're putting tags on either side of it to tell the browser how to make it look. So let's pop back to our page. So the next tag down on the cheat sheet says HTML. We are telling the browser, here's where our web page starts. Here is where our web page stops. All right. So everything inside of this is going to be our web page, our HTML page. Now within a web page, there are two major sections. There's the head section and the body section. You can think of it like a person, right? You have a head and a body. Head. So let's start the head section here. Head. And end the head section. Close the head section. And you can see Notepad++, when you click on a tag, it shows you the corresponding matching tag right there. Click on HTML, see how the tag matches. All right, and the body. The body is where our text is going to go. So the head is where you put stuff that the user is not going to see. The viewer doesn't see stuff in the head section. This is where you put things like JavaScript or style information, style sheets. The body is the part of the page that the user sees. What sort of stuff would you put in the head section? Well, let's look under the head section in the page, and the next thing is the title of the page. So let's go now I'm going to save my changes, and I'm going to go double click on this index.html page, and you'll see we have a blank page and it says index.html at the top. What if we want to change the title? We put in a title, title tags. Start the title, end the title. And I'm going to say, like, stupid pet page. Why? Because everything in the early internet was like about people's dogs and cats. So I'm going to save this. Let's go back to the page and refresh it with F5. Notice now the title of the page is stupid pet page. Great. Okay. Now we're going to put in some stuff that the user is going to see. So let me put in stupid pet page. All right, now I'm going to save it. Let's go back to Chrome or Edge or whatever you're using, refresh it, and you can see it says stupid pet page at the top left. Nice. What if I want to make that text bigger? Well, there's some tags to make text bigger. There's the oh look, it even gives us the tags, H1 through H6. Where did H stupid come from? Oh, because that's like the text I'm typing. H1 means header 1. This is like a header on a section. It makes it like stand out. H1. And so start making things big, stop making things big. Save the page. I hit Control S there to do it. Control S, save. Reload it. See, now that text is formatted using H1. It's big now. All right. And then let's put in some text. This is a page about, Mr. Wright's pets. Really, I just have dogs. All right. 3 of them. People say, why do you have 3 dogs? I say, because I make bad decisions. Are you happy? All right, so there it says, this is a page about Mr. Wright's pets. Awesome. Let's go down to the next page here, or next line. Now let's put in one of my dogs, Bessie. Save. Control S to save. F5 to refresh. Okay, now notice here, Bessie appeared on the same line. And I just used Control mouse wheel to zoom in there. What if I want Bessie to appear on the next line? How do I drop down a line? That's the BR tag for break. It does not have an end tag. There's no start a BR tag and end a BR tag because it doesn't. BRs don't go around information. They just tell the browser drop down a line. So if I put BR in here, or a couple of them, you'll see, if I go back and refresh this, that's it dropped down a line because I put it in the wrong place. There we go. Control X. There we go. So now that word Bessie has dropped down. What if I want to make Bessie bold? Well, let's look at our cheat sheet. Do we have anything for bold? Yes. B. Right there, somewhere in there. B. Start making things bold. Stop making things bold. Cool. Let's go back to our web page. B. /B. Okay, that means start making things bold, stop making things bold. Now let's go back to the page, refresh it. Bessie is now bold. Awesome. All right. Let's add a picture. How do I add a picture? The image tag. This is right on the cheat sheet. How to include an image. I have to put in a tag that says what image to display. So img space. So this says insert an image. That's great. I have to tell the browser where to find the image, what image to display and where to find it. So to do that, you have to specify a source attribute. Source means this is where you go get that image. If you put your images in the folder with your pages, your life is much easier. You don't have to worry about this is a path to some other folder. It's a reference on another server. Just put your images in the same folder and this becomes very easy. So let's look at what images we have. We have one called Bessie1. Let's use that. Bessie1.jpg. I'm going to put in here exactly as it's spelled. Bessie1.jpg. Let's refresh the page. Okay, that picture is enormous, all right? So how do I scale that image down? How do I say, well, I could make a smaller version of that image. That would actually be pretty efficient because then we wouldn't have to spend so much time loading the file. But you can, inside of your image tag, you can also specify a height and width attribute. And this can either be in pixels or percent. So let's say I want to scale this thing by 10%. All right, that's better. Now, let's say I want that picture to drop down. Well, then we need a BR tag. BR, drop down a line. There you go. Okay. So there is an image that's been scaled in our page here. Now, let me put in some information because the web page is asking you for a table. And a table is a little tricky. So let me explain tables. When you define a table, it's just like anything else. You have to say the table starts here, the table stops here. And I'm also going to put in an attribute border equals 1 so we can see the cells in our table. So this is what you're going to do for your game stats. Let's go back here and refresh this. You can kind of see there's something down there, but we have like our table doesn't have anything in it. So now let's put a row into our table, a row of cells, a row of little boxes. So that's start a table row, end a table row. So this is one line across in our table. Now, how do we make the little boxes you put stuff in? Those are called table data, TD for table data. So start table data, end table data. This is one cell, breed. There we go. So what breed is Bessie? There we go. Then let's add another table data and height. No, wait, length. Weight. There we go. So now what I have here within my table, maybe if I organize it like this, it'll look a little bit better. Start a table row. Create a box in the table. Create another box in the table. Create another box in the table. End the table row. So we've now created a table that has one row with 3 boxes. So let's save this and refresh it. There we go. Nice. Now, let's say we want to put some numbers under that. Just copy and paste this. Table data is going to enclose the text that's where you put the stuff that goes in the boxes in the table. Dachshund. She's a dachshund. Length. Long. Weight. I don't know. I think she's 27 pounds. There we go. All right. So, now let's save this and refresh it. There you go. Okay, so now we have a table. let's put in a little more space there. Okay, there's a table. All right. Did that do anything? It doesn't look like it did anything. BR, another BR, save it. Okay. Now, links. Let's put in a link to, we're going to put in two types of links here. Let's say more information about dachshunds. There we go. I'm going to save this page. And let's go refresh it, F5. There you go, more information about dachshunds. Maybe I'll drop it down a line. Okay, so maybe I want this word dachshunds, to be a link to the Wikipedia page on dachshunds. How do you make a link? Let's look at our cheat sheet. Include, start a link, end a link. Okay, anchor tags, that's A and /A. All right, so right here on the cheat sheet that I keep fumbling around with. There we go. So let's add an anchor tag. Anchor tags are used to make links. They can be links to files. They could be like a file you want to download. They can be a link to a local file. They could be a link to a file somewhere else. They could be a link to a page in the same folder. They could be a link to a page on another server. You're going to specify that in the href section. So just look at the cheat sheet. It's all there. All right. So what I'm going to do here now is I'm going to make this a link. So anchor tag around the word dachshund. I mean, start a link, end a link. Now I have to say where this link's going to take me. So I need to specify the href. Like, what is the hypertext referent that this thing is going to take me to? The href. Where am I going to go when I click on this link? Well, let's say I want it to take me here to this page. So what I can do is I can just copy this link. I'm going to go back to my web page, and in the href section between the quotation marks, I'm going to put in that link that says when I click on the word dachshunds, I want you to take me to https enwikipedia.org, and then so this is the server, enwikipedia.org is the domain, and then on that server, go into the wiki folder, go into the dachshund folder, and get me the index.html page there. Right there, I don't see anything here with .html, so if you don't specify a particular page, you get index.html. All right, let's go refresh our page. More info about dachshunds. So if I click on this, now it's going to take me to Wikipedia. That's great. All right, what if I wanted to go to my other page? Because remember, I have a page 2 in here. How do I say that I want to go to page 2 when I click on something? Well, it's the exact same thing. So let me say like more information about Bessie, right? And then what I'll do is I'll make this a link. So link, that's an anchor tag, A and /A. Where do I want to go when I click on this link? href equals. That's how you specify where the target of this link is. Like, where do I go? Where do I get taken to when I click on this thing? And I want to go to page 2.html because that's the page I created. So notice this link takes me to a different server. This link just takes me to a file in the same folder, right? Links can take you anywhere. Now let's say I had a file I wanted to download, like, you know, a disk, I don't know, maybe her vet records or something, or I don't know. But like in your project, you have to specify a disk file. You know, download a file here. So it's going to be the exact same thing. Download a file, download a disk image, right? And then in here, you're going to put the name of the file, right? Disk.po, the name of your game, right? This is the name of the file that is going to be downloaded when they click here. But this doesn't make any sense. Oh, sorry, /A. There we go. A/A. And end tags do not. End tags have a slash in them. Start tags do not. Let's go refresh this. So now you can see I've got 3 links here. And this is a file. This is an internal page. This is an external page. Awesome. Okay. I think we've kind of hit the end here. Now what I'm going to do, how about HR? What does HR do? HR is a horizontal rule, draws a line across the bottom of the page. right? And then maybe below that, we could put like, you know, created on 9/23/2023 by Evan Wright. There we go. Let's refresh it. There we go. Maybe I want that to be in italics. How do I do that? Look at the cheat sheet. I for italics. I starts italics / I ends italics. Boom. So notice that text is now now it's all in italics. Great. One last thing. What if I wanted to center all this stuff? And when I do this, it'll look like garbage, so I probably won't keep it this way. I could say at the top of the body here, I could say start centering stuff. Then I could go down to the close of the body tag and I could say stop centering stuff. So /center, center / center. See, I'm saying everything after this tag is going to be centered. Stop centering stuff. Now everything is centered. So that's the gist of it. I don't like the centered look because things go wonky. Anything beyond this, if you want the formatting to look any better, now you can start putting things inside of tables that don't have borders. That's kind of a more advanced technique. Style sheets, HTML, CSS. Style sheets can add more formatting information to your tags. That's like another layer above this. I don't want to get into that right now. So, but this is the bare bones, how to create a web page that has, you know, large text, regular text, images, links. Oh, one last thing. This picture right here. Let's say when I click on it, I want it to take me to page 2. So if somebody clicks on the picture of Bessie, it takes me to the page about Bessie. Well, I can take this tag, or I can take this image, and I can make it a link. I'll put anchor tags on either side of it. Okay, where do I want this link to take me? href equals page2.html. There you go. So this image is now wrapped in a link tag. Let's go back here, F5, click on it, and it took me to page 2. I didn't put anything on page 2 yet, which is why it's blank. Let me go back. Okay. So that's the gist. This is everything you need to know to make that little website for your game. You're going to want to have 3 pages that all link to each other. You want it when your map is clicked on, the small version, you want it to take it to your map page where they see the big version, right? So that's all explained in the instructions for that assignment. But there you go. That's how you make a web page. The 1990s internet was flooded with garbage like this, stuff that doesn't look very good. But it's very, and nobody makes web pages these days, but it is very helpful to know how they work. Now, if there's a page you like and you kind of look, you want to see what's in it, just right click and say view source. It will show you the source code to that page. And then you can go look in there and see what you might be able to copy out to make your page look right. So there you go. There's last minute cheat. So there you go. That should be everything you need to get going on this assignment.